As punishment, I was given 1000 IQ. I can finally see into other universes. I tried to scream when I woke up but found there was some kind of invisible, almost magnetic barrier preventing my mouth from moving. Instead of my bed, I was immobilized on an operating table. And instead of a TV, across from me stood a figure in a drooping gray cloak, wearing what I could only describe as a white pharaoh's mask. "This is your only warning," the figure said. His voice didn't come from any mouth. It's more like his words were stroking the inner cavity of my skull. "Any more meddling and your punishment will be permanent," his skull voice said. My bedroom, which I definitely fell asleep in, was now replaced by an oppressively white surgical bay. There were mirrors and shiny silver instruments arranged above me and along the walls. I could see a single black cable running along my operating table and disappearing somewhere behind my neck. "What is happening?" was the prevalent question pounding in my head. The figure seemed to sense this and gave a response. "You have taken too much interest in our pods." "Pods? What pods?" I had no idea what he was talking about. But then I remembered that last night I had spotted a particularly bright drone traveling above the downtown skyline. I took some high-res photos and shared the discovery on my Discord. "Is this about my UFO obsession?" "This is about you stopping, and never starting again." The figure walked up to my side and began to stroke my head with a glossy, reticulated hand. I didn't know it was a prosthetic, or if the pharaoh was entirely robotic. I was terrified but tried my best to make my thoughts sound consistent and clear. I'll stop recording any other nighttime lights, I swear." "Why did you seek out our pods?" "Why?" The question momentarily stumped me. But immediately I gave the only explanation I could. It was curiosity. I just wanted to know more about UFOs. "I'm sorry. You wanted to know more?" The skull voice scraped behind my ears, as if there was a chalkboard inside my head. "If you wanted to know more, then I will show you what it's like to know everything." "Know everything?" With a flick of a switch, a jolt of electricity shot through the cable and entered the back of my head. Suddenly, I understood that the bizarre metal instrument above me was both a clock and a calendar. It used a series of notches to indicate exact temporal relation to an exoplanet that this alien pharaoh was from. I could see a linkage on the calendar clock that lowered every 2.5 seconds. Judging by the lightning-quick math I was now able to do in my head, this meant that the linkage had lowered about 240 times since I woke up, which meant that I had been in this chamber for at least 16 minutes. How was I able to do that? You can figure out everything now. It's like I had been given some kind of drug, only I didn't feel high. I felt more lucid than ever before. I was hyper-sober. My brain was processing everything, every passing thought, idea and concept at speeds that felt impossible. It was overwhelming. I tried to focus on just thinking about the facts. My name is Callum. I had been born 34 years ago in Portland, Oregon, and ever since seeing Close Encounters of the Third Kind as a kid I've always had an interest in aliens, which is what made me get a camera at a young age to photograph the night sky, which is what got me into photography and why I went to art school and still owe $17,510 in student loans, which I will likely never be able to pay off because I spend the majority of my time getting high and playing video games to stave off the void in my life from having never been in a meaningful relationship, which is a result of my overbearing nature from my ADHD and trust issues I developed when my mother left me with my ill-equipped father when I was 4 years old, hence why I gravitate toward mindless hobbies like video recording UFO lights in the night because I feel that they give me some minuscule sense of purpose. The psychic surgeon caressed the sides of my head with his plastic fingers. "Tell me about purpose."